Hey boys and girls, today we are going to be talking about the power of your imagination and one of my most favorite topics, adventuring at home. I don't know about you, but I have been so busy here at home. And sometimes I just don't have the time it takes to go adventuring. Woohoo! But I really want to take that time with you to make sure that at least once a week we have an adventure at home. One of the things that I loved to do when I was your age was building forts. So the most important thing that you need in building a fort is, of course, a flat sheet. Now I have a queen size flat sheet right here. And if you have access to something that is bigger than a twin, it's better because you only have to use one. But if you have a twin size bed, don't worry, we'll make it work. I also have here some stools for my kitchen. I have one here, and then we have this chair right here, and then I have another chair behind me, and I made sure to take the TV down so that we could use that as a stool for our fort. So let's get started. All right, we gotta make sure that when we do this, we have more room in the back than we do in the front. And then I'm going to start on one end, get it on the other end, and drape it over the back of these. Let's see how it works. It's finished! That was so much fun. And it's not as spacious as some of yours might be, but man, is it really cool in there. It has a vaulted ceiling and it's great for all my imagination and all of my adventures. I think it'll be my adventure cave. Well, I wish I could tell you that I was the one that came up with making tents and making your own place to live in, but I wasn't. It's centuries old. I used to do this as a kid all the time, and I'd go in my little adventure tent and I would read, or I would draw, or I would play games with my friends in there. It was so much fun, and usually it's too small for the adults to come in. So it was a kid-friendly, kid-only tent. And do you know who else asked a group of people to make tents? God. God wanted his people to build a tent, to build a sanctuary that was movable, that could go wherever they were, and it would remind them that God was with them wherever they would go. And that's what I love about tents. You can make them anywhere. God asked all these people to bring the nicest things that they had so that they could use that as material to build God's temple. And people at that point in time were so grateful to God for being there with them and taking care of them and leading them that they freely and gladly gave the best of everything they had so that the place where we went to go and worship God looked more beautiful than any of the other tents that these people lived in. It was so awesome. And Moses was the one that was leading them through that. Moses got to speak directly to God, and God asked that they build a temple so that God could be with them. And do you know that God wasn't outside the camp? God wasn't only inside the camp. God was right in the middle of the camp so that he could be with his people. In our book, My Little Bible Board Book, it tells a story about who Moses is. Moses was the great-great-great-great-great-grandson of Abraham, And it says, Moses and his wise words. Abraham's family grew. They became the people of Israel. And Moses became their leader after the Exodus. This is what pleases God, said Moses. Love God and love one another. It is as easy and as difficult as that. Then God will be our God. We will be God's people. That's so cool that God wants us to be his people, and we can have God as our God, the one that we lean on when we're scared or frustrated, the one that we go to when we are afraid, the one that we go to and give all of our hearts and learn how to love everyone around us. And all of that because God wants you to know that he wants to dwell with you. So, I hope you're making time for God. I hope that in the midst of all of this time that you have here, that you get to have fun imagining and adventuring and enjoying life. And remembering that the reason that you get to do that is because that's what God wants for you. No matter what your situation, no matter what your circumstance, remember to have fun, to build tents, and whenever you go into your tent, I hope that you remember that God wants to be your God and wants you to be his child. Have a great day, and I hope that God uses you to make a difference in someone's life. Take care, and don't forget to check in with a friend.